Elizabeth's giving me a signal here. I don't know if it's a fastball or a curve. What's yes.
You're polling full.
Oh, she reminded me that that last week in the polls it showed that I moved into 4th place. I'm moving up little by little here. And for those of you who are into horse racing, I want you to know that I run well on a sloppy track. So help us out. Let's take a few questions before we have to run to the airport. We have a straw poll in San Mateo today that I'll be looking towards participating in. Tom over there, yes.
What can we do about Blackwater, Dennis?
What can we do about Blackwater? Clean it up. Blackwater represents the privatization of our military. This government is trying to privatize everything. Privatize the military, that's a form of fascism. They want to privatize Social Security, privatize and give the money to Wall Street, privatize the post office. They'd like to privatize water systems around the country, privatize freeways. They're looking to privatize everything. You know why? It's like an auction. Privatization, think of privatization as an auction. If any of you have been to auctions, they sell to the highest bidder. So the bidders are people who are bidding for the souls of politicians. So they give them a lot of money. And so then privatization occurs. Well, there's one thing you know about me. Not for sale. Can't be bought, can't be bossed, can't even be rented. So Blackwater's days are limited. And what we need to do, if we're going to have peace in Iraq, we have to get all of these mercenaries and crooked contractors out of Iraq, and we have to bring our troops home from Iraq. It's time that we did it, and did it now. Congress must tell the president no more money. You don't need another vote to do that. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Dennis. I heard that you're going to invoke a special privilege to call a vote on HRS 333.
I am. I'm going to invoke a privilege of the House. The House will have to vote on the issue of impeachment. Now let me explain how that's going to happen. Let me explain how that's going to happen. I'll submit the resolution, it's 333 now, and ask for consideration of the bill to impeach the Vice President. What will happen is someone will stand up and say that they move to table the resolution. That's what's going to happen. So the vote on the motion to table, in effect, will be the vote on impeachment. So what I would ask you to do is to start contacting your members of Congress and tell them there's going to be a vote under a privileged motion on the floor of the House. It's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. And you want them to vote against the motion to table, which forces the Congress to debate the bill and to have to take a vote on the legislation itself. So I'll go over it one more time. I'll rise to ask for passage of the bill. Someone will stand up and say they move to table, which means they basically kill the bill. We need members of Congress to vote against the motion to table. And because the motion to table is in effect a vote on impeachment. So if everyone here understands that, I want you to know that I'm going to force this issue. You know, to me, think about this. Someone's running for President of the United States. It's important to know what his or her values are. Because what kind of conduct do people have a right to expect in a high position? Do they have a right to expect that their president will not, or vice president will not lie to them? That their president or vice president will not take us into war based on lies? That their president or vice president will not violate the Constitution? That they will not engage in extraordinary rendition and torture, in eavesdropping? Do people have a right to expect that? Because if people have a right to expect it, then they have a right to have a vote on impeachment.